So our next step is finding some pose references. So I'm gonna look for someone who's kind of jumping in a power move, and it's gonna be a woman. So I've written on a Google search, woman superhero pose reference. You can also put a very specific, like jumping or kicking, in order to get a nice reference photo. So these give you some nice results. I'm going to go through here and choose one that works best for my superhero pose. Some other images you want to consider is, number one, finding an image of the person you are turning into a superhero. Remember, this should be a friend or family member or yourself. So I chose this selfie, and it's a front view where I can see my full face. Depending on what pose you want to make sure that the face is in the right perspective. So since my woman is jumping into the air, this view is perfect for what I'm trying to draw. I am also going to find an image of a cape to add to her superhero costume. Her weapon of choice is going to be a paintbrush and a paint can, because she is going to paint the world a better place. So think about what materials your superhero needs. So I've saved all of my photos that I want to add to my scene, and I'm going to start to just import them. So I'm going to click at the top, add my little paint bucket. Since I am a superhero that paints the world a better place, I'm going to start to place my paint bucket. And my weapon is going to be a paintbrush. Just going to keep these different layers in here. And then finally my pose. So I'm going to start to place myself. I think I'll be kind of jumping out like that. I'm going to eventually add a cape on as well, but I'm going to keep this. I'm going to drag my face up towards a top layer. And now that my face is selected, I can click the transform tool to then go and adjust that size around a bit. So just kind of start placing where things go. If you want to help place those photos a little bit more accurately, something else you can do is click on your layer and turn down the opacity so you're able to see both. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I'm basically going to transform my image to be pretty much on top and in the same perspective as the body pose that I have. So now if I turn that off, my face should be pretty nicely, accurately placed there. So we're just going to turn that back on. So I go to my brush layer. Remember, you know that a layer is selected when it has the blue highlights around it. And I'm going to bring the brush over. Now I don't see it right now because that picture is in front. So I'm going to take the brush, move it above, turn on the opacity a bit so I can match it so it fits perfectly into that hand. So let's zoom in here. Make sure the brush layer is selected. Take my transform tool, and that should get my brush right in the exact space. Maybe I want my paint can to be on the other side, so I've clicked my paint can, click my transform tool, and I'll have my paint can right there. Now let's see if I can add a cape on. Alright, first I need to bring that cape to an upper level, and I need to turn the opacity down a bit, and I need to transform it. That seems about right. All right. So this looks a little chaotic right now. So what I'm gonna end up doing is taking it one piece at a time. So I'm gonna shut off my body, shut off the cape, shut off the brush and my paint can, and I'm just gonna start with the face.